I'm Micah.
And I'm Shane.
And you have discovered the Fountains of Youth, your go-to podcast for those seeking to stay forever young in mind, body, and spirit.
Is it possible the two youths?
Two what?
It's gonna be lit, fam.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of Fountains of Youth. I'm your main host, Micah, and joining me as always is the ever-entertaining Shane. How's it going, Shane?
Ever entertaining. That's good. I'm feeling great, man. I'm ready for another fun-filled episode. And we've got a fantastic show lined up for today. Yeah.
Absolutely. And we are thrilled to introduce our special guest for this episode, Mr. Don Clayton.
I'm thrilled to be here. Thanks for the invite. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Don is a business professional with a youthful comedic side that we can't wait to tap into. So we welcome you to the show. And let me just give you a little heads up as to what's in store today. First up, we're going to be testing our knowledge in what the kids are saying. It's in a little game, and we're calling it GenZ Test. We've been doing the lessons, and now it's time for our test. So I hope you're ready for that. We'll see what happens.
Then we'll dive into some great conversations with Don about how to stay youthful while maintaining professionalism. Don has some fantastic tips and stories to share, so you don't want to miss this.
All right. And to wrap things up, we'll end with a fun round of Google Feud. Try to guess the top search queries and see who comes out on top. So this is a competition. There are prizes involved. Maybe.
Yeah. So sit back, relax, and get ready for fun and insightful episode of Fountains of Youth.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's go indeed. All right. Well, we like to start out sometimes with talking about why we do the podcast. Don, you've been listening to a few eps.
Yes, I have. Very entertaining. I appreciate it. A lot of comedic relief. So nice to listen whenever you've had a stressful day. So
that's good. And
appreciate you guys do a wonderful job.
Yeah, that's honestly part of it, is to have some fun, bring some joy to people's day. There's a lot of entertainment options out there, and not all of them are really like uplifting and going to help you out a little bit. So we try to provide a good alternative to some of the stuff that's out there while being hopefully comedic.
Yeah.
You know, maybe a little edgy at times, but mostly good, listening with the kids.
And it's always nice to have a podcast that doesn't have language in it, right? So
yes. Yeah, we have to, hold on. We got a thing for Shane. Sometimes he gets if he gets too edgy, we can push this button here.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so we're ready.
So in other words, something like this: Shane, you big dumb. All right.
That was
good. That was close. That was a close one.
Well timed, yes. All right. Well, good. And of course, we're on a quest here to fight the urge to age. We're all getting older, but we don't want to feel older all the time, and we want to slow that as much as possible. And I was talking to my mom about this, actually, and she's like, why do you what's the purpose of staying young? And I'm like, well, I feel like, keeping yourself in a position so you can be useful, so you can get the most out of your time here on earth, because, we're here for X number of years. You want to have an impact with your kids. And I like what you said, you want to be present in all the moments, as many moments as possible with your daughter.
I remember a guy saying one time, he said where he didn't work out because he thought he was going to live longer, but he worked out because he might live longer. And, that kind of stuck with me too. Yeah. Like, hey, why don't we take care of ourselves in different aspects? Because, hey, we may be here.
Hey, let's make the best.
Make the best of it. Be present. Yeah.
There's a physical element, but there's also a mental element, right?
Absolutely.
We'll talk more about the mental element, but I have two relatives, both 81 years old, night and day difference. Yeah. And it all starts mental.
Yeah. That's good.
Your outlook, mindset.
Yeah.
We will have to grill you about that, because we have an exciting segment called Grilling Don, and
I'm up for it, baby.
I hope so. We've been warming the coals for a while now. So, and of course, we love playing some games. We got some games coming up on the pod, and including Google Feud, something we played early on, and we hope that you can play this with your friends. And so it's just an opportunity. This podcast gives you some ideas of things to do when you're hanging out with some buddies at the restaurant.
And we love the interaction.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, I feel like we need something, though, to get us going. Can you... Just can't put my finger on it. Shane, you know what we need?
Maybe a joke of the day?
I think we do.
Oh.
All right. Now, Don, you're into finance and things like that. So,
yes.
Did you hear about the constipated accountant?
The constipated accountant. No.
Yeah. He couldn't budget. So he worked it out with a pencil.
Oh, this was a Christian show.
I never made that promise.
Oh, me.
Oh, and our joke of the day?
Is brought to us from the fine people over at Metamucil.
Oh, thank you. Great sponsors.
And if Miralax wants to do something, that'd be good too.
Yeah, I like it. Now, we have been studying some Gen Z vocab words here. Shane, what are some of your favorites that we've studied?
Mid.
Mid
has been a good
something
one.
Something is mid, yeah.
Cap.
Cap.
Yeah.
Cap.
Bet.
You know a few, Don?
Yeah, bet.
Bet.
Fleeced.
Yeah. Fleeced. I like that. We hadn't talked about fleeced
How about
yet.
shooketh?
Shooketh. Yeah, shooketh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drippy. Drippy.
Drippy. All right. So we have had some fun with that. And we had my brother Eli share some terms with us on the pod. And I've asked Eli to prepare a test for us. Eli, we got you on here. And I told everybody what the game is. And so definitely you're the teacher, man. And we are taking the test. So let's see how we do.
All right, cool. So you get points for guessing if it's accurate or not.
Okay.
And then you get points for defining it. And if it's not a real thing, coming up with what that definition should be.
All right. Well, you track the points for us. And
I'll do my best.
Okay.
First one up is Janelle couldn't be less interesting if she were bland standing.
Micah,
All right.
I'm going to say gibberish.
That one is, in fact, gibberish.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, what do you got for bland standing? What would bland standing
All
mean?
right. I'm gonna let my compadres get this one. What would bland standing be if it were a real Gen Z term?
I would think like grandstanding, right?
Yeah.
Something
The
that-
opposite of
bland.
that.
Yeah.
The opposite
Yeah.
of that.
So what's that look like?
Just kind of monotone.
Yeah.
Just kind of there.
Okay. Just kind of like
Yeah,
getting
just
up
there.
in front of everybody and just like
Yeah, just kind of there.
I don't know. That's all we got.
Yeah, I'd go with a synonym with basic.
There you go. Basic.
Yes,
Yeah.
Basic.
Yeah.
All right. Who gets the point on that one?
Me.
Shane.
We will.
Don.
Shane.
Well, who said that?
Shane.
Shane.
I did.
Okay.
But who said
Shane
what?
gets-
You guys all said something.
Point 3 points. Point 3 points.
3 points. We're splitting a point 3 ways.
All right. You ready for the next
Yeah,
one?
we're ready for the next one.
Bruh, if this weather wasn't squeepy outside, I would say we should nog the beach.
Did you say squeepy?
Yes,
So there's
squeepy.
two in there.
Oh yeah, it's a phrase. So
Wow.
Don.
Don's chiming in.
All right, what you got?
I'm going to call that gibberish again.
That one is, in fact, gibberish.
Oh wow, well done. I was gonna guess the other way. So
Yeah.
and we lose a point if we're wrong, right? So it's a little risky.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Yeah.
I didn't chime in. Then I would have got it wrong. I thought that
Yeah.
I was gonna nog the beach later.
But feel free to use those if the weather is, in fact, squeepy.
Yeah. Well, squeepy. I'm gonna take a guess on the meaning of the fake meaning. Squeepy. I feel like is like some like crisp wind. Like a
thinking
little chilly.
Yeah, I was going to say a cringe word, moist.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, yep.
Squeepy.
Whoever said that actually gets the point. Squeepy
Don.
would be what
Moist. Ooh.
bread is after a morning dew.
And a nog is like your head, so you're headed to the beach. So nog the beach.
Yeah,
I'm head to the
yeah.
beach. Nog it.
Nog the beach. There we go.
right.
Don gets 2 points for that one, I think.
Don, I just said. All right, never mind.
Where's
Nog is cool, but not that
where's the
cool.
audience?
Point 3.
We're ringing the bell here for a point.
okay.
So you know.
Okay, here we go. Next one. When Brad came in with his new dupe kicks, I told him to take a seat. You're not him.
Don.
Oh, Don, go ahead.
And that's real.
Yep,
That's
that is
gotta
very
be
real.
Yes. What did you
and
say?
there's-
Dupe?
Yeah, there's 3 things in that one.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, he said Duke.
Dupe kicks, meaning shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's actually dupe is the word. Dupe is
Fake.
kind of the off-brand, but
Yeah.
still cool.
Dupe.
Can be cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Almost like Champion. Champion back in the day was a Duke brand, but now
Yeah.
it's
Yep.
kind of cool to have Champion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it duped everybody.
They did dupe everybody.
Exactly.
All right. I'm learning here. I don't know
And then
what you're saying.
take a seat, and then you're not him.
You're
are
not
also-
him. I know what that
Yeah.
means. Yeah, you're not the man.
So was that Don again?
Yeah.
That was DC, Mr. Don Clayton,
Wow.
going for the sweep. Well, no, I got the first one. So.
28
All right.
years old, strong.
Okay,
right, I'm going
IDK if I'm Delulu, but I think Brad is a snack.
I'm in, Micah.
What we got?
That's real.
Yeah,
That's
that
got to
is
be real.
Okay, and what does that mean?
Delulu means crazy or delusional, and Brad as a snack means he's handsome and like kind of cute or whatever. So, what was the first part? Is that it?
IDK.
IDK. I don't know.
Yeah, you
That's
don't know that?
You don't know?
That's a nice little.
That was a
phrase,
good one, Eli.
I like that
Good
one.
job.
Well put together.
Very well put together.
I might use that whole sentence.
Yeah, right.
Except for the Brad part.
Oh, yeah.
I'll put Shane in there.
Yeah, I don't know why we're really
need to
calling
give
out
Shane
Brad
this
on
one.
this one, but we are.
All right.
don't want-
Shane's gonna take Shane's gonna jump into this one.
Okay, I
he's
got
go down swinging.
two more for you.
All right, Shane, go ahead.
TBH, I am the main character. IRL, FRFR, y'all are just the NPCs.
It's got to be real.
You know that's one.
That is real.
Yes.
Now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different
Terms to.
lingo terms in
All
there.
right, so let's break it down. First word,
TBH.
TBH.
To be honest.
To be honest.
Yep.
Yep. Shane got that one.
Main character.
Main character.
So, the main guy, right? The main person. The
Yeah.
main.
It's like
Yeah, center
myself.
of attention.
Yeah.
Right.
Only one that matters. The world
Right.
revolves around me.
Yeah.
Micah
I know
Tyler,
that
in other
guy.
words.
Hey, hold, slow down.
IRL.
I'm not no NPC, that's for sure.
IRL.
IRL.
Gosh, I know it, but don't know.
DC knows this one
IRL.
I do know.
in real life.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't know.
In real
that,
life,
actually.
yeah.
And then FRFR.
For real, for real.
For real, DC knows that one.
Yep. And then I think y'all referenced this one before, but NPC.
NPCs. Yes.
We did.
Non-playable characters.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
In
Yep.
the background.
All right, that was a good one. I
That
like
was
that
a good one.
All right, so we got one more, right? Last
All right.
round. What are the
Last
scores?
one right here.
What are the
Yeah, what are the
scores?
scores?
Shane's
I
winning.
know Shane's losing.
We got Shane plus 2, Micah plus 3, Don plus 3.
Oh, it's
So
coming
this is
down to
daily
it.
doubles.
this is-
Overtime.
All right, here we go. What you got?
Okay, my car just reverse splant, and now I'm finna lace lift all the way home.
I know Fenda. I'm gonna say Don,
Okay, Don's in.
All right,
and I'm gonna say gibberish.
I was going to say
That-
gibberish too.
that is gibberish.
Yes. Nicely done. Now we got to explain it, and whoever has the best explanation might get a point here. So,
What is reverse splant?
splant?
Reverse splant.
Oh, reverse splant. Well, it's like splant but backwards.
Yeah.
Like you know how like when in gymnastics when you hit the spot, it's like this time you don't hit the splant is failing, and then reversing means you succeeded. So you backed up well.
My car stuck the landing.
Backed up well.
All right, what else was
And
there?
then lace lift. What does it mean to lace lift home?
Shane's got
Like
this one.
facelift.
But lace lift.
Lace lift.
That just means running because your shoelaces.
shoes, yeah.
You're just picking them up.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you're lace
You got to
lifting.
take your shoes home, walking home,
Yeah.
running home.
Yeah, run at home.
And then you also didn't you say Fenna?
Yeah, we know that one is.
Okay, I knew that was real, but the other two I was like, nah, gibberish.
All right, did we get it all?
Yeah,
Are we straight now? All right.
we did it all, and I think Don came in with the
All right,
big
with
dub,
the
as
victory,
they
with the
say.
victory, but the big dub.
Yeah.
All right,
boy.
we're gonna get the air horn on that one. Nice job.
I get great Pop Tarts.
Yes, there's the win right there. All right, well, fantastic, Uncle E. We appreciate your contributions, sir, and your beard, of course. And we'll talk to you soon. Appreciate you.
Love to y'all. It's a boy.
Tell
Oh, he's going public.
Oh, congratulations.
It's a boy.
Tell Samuel hello.
There you go.
We'll catch y'all later.
All right, man.
Yeah.
I feel like we passed the test. I feel like all this
For the most
studying,
part,
all
yeah.
these lessons are paying off, and we've passed the test. So we're going to go on to one of my favorite things, getting to know our guests here, and we got a good one. So, Don,
Yes.
you're here,
I am.
and we like to start with a few like updates, like where are you at in life? Tell us about your job situation, your family situation. Give us a little update for our, those listening right now.
Man, I just turned Pentecostal a few months ago. So, life is, 10 years ago, life was drastically different than it is today. So every decade of my life, things change and progress into different patterns God has for me. So I'm still in franchise consulting, so I still work with franchises like Wendy's and Great Clips and different things and help them expand throughout the world. But personally, which is more important to me, is that my kids are now all out of high school, all out of grade school. So I have 2 in college now, and I have one that's already graduated. So we're preparing the 2. One's a rising junior at East Carolina, and the other one is going to be a freshman and undecided yet. So we'll see what happens. And my daughter, who's at ECU, is going to be a school teacher.
Okay.
So we have some connections at Thales, I think.
Not much anymore.
You're not there?
I'm leaving, yeah.
Oh, okay.
There we go. That's okay. But I do want to clarify.
There's a spot open.
I was going to say,
exactly.
I left the door open. No, but I do want to clarify, though, when you say you're Pentecostal, this doesn't mean you're about to ask for money right now. Right now.
I'm 50 years old.
50.
Yeah,
wow, the big 50. Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Well, fantastic. And you're over this franchising thing. And one of the things I wanted to kind of draw out from you while we had you here, and this is, something that I just personally kind of am pondering myself, is like the balance in, being fun, having good energy and just vibrancy and good jokes and all that stuff. Like, how does that mesh with your professional life and your professionalism as a whole?
Every single day, man. I mean, every single day. You have to pick and find certain little nuances that bring light to any subject or situation, because the world is hard. We know we turn on the television. We know that things are not so great out in the world today. So when you're talking to someone about a life-changing event like owning a Wendy's hamburger stand or whatever, sometimes you have to kind of bring a little light into the subject. So you pick out certain subject matters. You pick out maybe their demographics, where they're from. So if they're from a certain part of the country, you can kind of pick out certain things that are kind of lighthearted, in those areas, and then you can kind of start talking. It just breaks the ice a little bit.
Right.
You have to. If you don't, then you become antiquated. And so for me, I refuse to become antiquated. And so you have to learn and adapt with the new technology and the terminology that we've been discussing here, or else you will become antiquated. I also heard this recent fact in my book. It's a fact. I hear a lot of people complaining. I've got a very good friend of mine who's a doctor friend, and he said, he came to me and we had breakfast one morning and we were having a discussion, and he said, you know what? He said, I do not have time to do things that I want to do. And I started thinking about that, and he said, because my child needs me, my wife needs me, my job needs me. He's a doctor, so he has all kinds of different responsibilities. And I said, you know what? Think about this. It's better to burn out. A lot of people think burning out is a bad thing, but guess what? I would rather burn out than fade out. Think about that for a minute, because I know a lot of people. I was telling you the example a while ago about the 2 81-year-olds. One is fading out, one is burning out. And the one that's burning out is having the time of her life, because she's burning out. She's using every second of every day to live life to the fullest. Whereas the 81-year-old is pretty much, you know what? They're just, they stopped all responsibilities. They no longer want to volunteer for this. They don't want to do this. They don't want to volunteer. They stepped away. And I see them fading away into depression.
Yeah.
And I was telling a neighbor the other day, she also was in her 80s. And she was telling me about her volunteer work and things that she does. And she was like, people take advantage of me because I'm retired. I said, you know what? Be grateful that you're needed.
Yeah.
Be grateful. Every day you wake up and you feel needed and wanted, be grateful. Because otherwise, if you wake up every day and you're not needed and you're not wanted,
you don't have a purpose.
You don't have a purpose, and you slip into depression. Yeah. It happens too often. So I refuse to become antiquated. I refuse to be that one that will fade away. So I want to keep up with technology. I want to keep up with advancements. And so that I too, when I'm 70, 80 years old, God willing, am the one that's still going strong.
We have negative connotations towards burning out or flaming out, but like, man, we got one life. Let's.
What's the alternative?
Let's get wild. So what I want to draw out is you came to an event one time over here, dressed as like Woody from Toy Story, man. Like you had all the get up.
Do we have a picture?
I think we need a picture, okay. So we need to post a picture on the socials. But that's what I love and respect about you. And like, even though it's like off the wall, a little bit ridiculous, but you don't mind getting a little bit ridiculous. Okay, so that's a side of you that is in you, right? To dress up, to tell a joke, to laugh, to pull somebody's shorts down when they're on an interview.
Or playing basketball.
That's an inside one.
It wasn't an interview. It was a basketball game.
It was an interview while I was being interviewed.
On the basketball court.
Yes, on the basketball court. Yes.
I do. You remember that? I remember that.
I haven't forgot it.
He's got nightmares.
Micah, you should let that go.
I should.
He's still laughing.
They were yellow.
I remember that.
For those wondering.
But it was for a wonderful cause.
It was.
Yes, great cause.
You had your shorts.
But like all that to say, like where do you find, because you're not going to dress up to Wendy's. So like, how do you segment, your ability to be a little extra and silly and just yourself, how do you kind of keep those two like separated in a way? Like, how do you draw that line of what is appropriate and not appropriate?
It's hard. It really is. Sometimes it's very difficult because you really have to kind of gauge the environment in which you're in. So sometimes, like the pants situation, in retrospect, probably wouldn't have done it, but it was still funny, regardless. And that was a good environment. It was a fun environment. It was a fun environment, whatever. But you have to pick your situations, obviously. But at the same time, if you start taking yourself too seriously,
right,
you've already lost.
Yeah,
because life is God gave us humor.
Yeah.
God gave us laughter. It's a good medicine. And so if we fail to use it in the right way, obviously we can use it in the wrong way. And that's where we have to be careful in that not to cross that line.
Right.
And granted, my kids will tell you sometimes I walk that line.
Oh yeah.
But I would rather be the guy that really doesn't care, will come out and dressed up like you said, because again, I don't take myself very seriously, because why should I? I'm only a human being out of flesh. So why should I take myself so seriously?
Yeah.
And so I don't mind it. When people laugh at me or with me, I just go along with it and just laugh with them.
Yeah.
It's life is way too short, as you say.
Yeah.
To take everybody has an opinion, right? And so life is too short to have people, be concerned about what they think about you.
What advice would you give to someone who is in the professional realm and they've got to put their shirt and tie on and they've got to kind of behave themselves all the time? And I don't know, when I'm around people like that, it almost feels like stuffy, So, when you're in that environment, what would you tell someone to find a place to maybe blow off steam and unwind or be themselves in a different way? Or how can they rejuvenate and stay young? Because I think the professional cubicle lifestyle is aging, it will age you so quickly, when you're just kind of stuck doing routine things over and over. So what advice would you give to someone in that cycle?
Connections. I think that's extremely important. Connecting with peers and even those that are younger than you, and connecting in small group, finding a Bible-believing church that you can get involved with that has small groups that you can have as your family and have those connections. So really trying to find a balance outside of the work environment, because some of us know there are a lot of cubicle jobs out there where it's a very mundane, monotonous process Monday through Friday. There aren't times to cut up and laugh and go to the break room or the water cooler, unfortunately for a lot of folks. So I think finding that group outside where you can, just wind down and learn from them and just have fun. I know in our small group and with my connections outside of the work environment, that's what we do. We wind down, we have fun, we crack jokes, and we pick on one another, we jab one another, we roast one another, but it's all in good taste. It's all fun that we have. And so it just allows us to, and a lot of us have very stressful jobs and businesses, and some of us are business owners, and it's very stressful. And so we just wind that down by just getting together and just, taking a breath from reality. We don't talk about the news. We don't talk about current events as much. Maybe that might be 10%. And it's 90% just fun topics, just winding down and letting go.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you were saying the connections, you're connecting with people that you want to have fun with, right? That like-minded people, yeah. And I know when Carol and I join a small group, one of the things I look for in a small group is a group that has people younger than me in it, because I do want to be around. We want to be around younger people to keep that youthful, way.
Absolutely. And I think there is a balance to that as well. And for example, the previous group that we were part of, they were all very young and had very young children. And there's a part of life where you're happy to graduate. So don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
So there's a part of life where, it's a blessing to graduate. It was a blessing to graduate from the terrible twos, from the toddler age, from the changing the diapers and, the teenage, the rebellion years. It's good to graduate from those years and leave them behind. And it's good to be able to offer advice to those who are going through it right now. Yeah. But it's also good to celebrate those achievements and to move on. But it's also important to not move on so much and be so far away from that and disconnected to that to where you lose touch with reality and other generations that are that precede you.
Well, we appreciate your insights, Don, and I would ask that you, if you have a challenge for somebody listening right now, like what's one thing we can do to kind of keep that, to keep that idea of burning out versus kind of fading out. What would they do? What kind of challenge? Something we can do this week?
My challenge is for folks who, because today oftentimes we feel as if we're being taken advantage of sometimes, whether it be in our workspace or volunteer positions. So when you think about for the church or a civic organization that you volunteer for, and you're needed for that particular volunteer opportunity, and even in your job that you're getting paid for, if you're being asked to do something that you feel as if it kind of goes over and above and beyond what you're getting paid to do, don't look at that as a burden. Rather, look at that as an opportunity where you can serve, where you're needed, where you're wanted.
Yeah.
I'll leave it with this real life example. I have an uncle who has Parkinson's disease and also muscular dystrophy. He's wheelchair bound. Well, the past couple of years, he's had no way to get to his medical appointments. One time I told a very good friend of mine, I said, I have to take my uncle to the doctor this afternoon. And he quickly rebuked me and said, why don't you say it this way? Instead of saying, I have to take my uncle to the doctor, just say, I get to take my uncle to the doctor.
Yeah.
In other words, I get to spend time with my uncle and learn things about my family perhaps that I did not know about previously. I have that opportunity. I get to take my uncle. I'm needed. I'm wanted. Whether I feel like I'm burdened or not, it's about feeling wanted and feeling needed as opposed to thinking negatively and having that mindset that I'm being taken advantage of.
All right. Well, there's the challenge. Yeah, accept the opportunity and just think about what's involved in that. So that's good. Because I do think the temptation is to feel like we're taking on too much. But we've talked about this before of just feeling like there are more hours in the day. There are things that can go that we don't really need. If we look at our screen time, for example, it's like, wow, I do actually have some extra time that I could be doing something and I'm missing out on opportunities. So that's a good word. And we appreciate your contributions today, Don. So
welcome.
Yes. Thank you so much. All right. Well, we brought Uncle E back in here for our wrap up game here, some Google Feud. So Uncle E is riding in the car here. He's going to play some Google Feud, offering some answers. And our Google Feud, it's a fun game. You can definitely play with your friends anytime, anywhere. All you need is a phone and Google, and you can just start typing something in. It's got this autocomplete feature, and it thinks it knows what you want before you actually know.
Yeah, and it has no clue what I'm thinking.
That's probably good. All right, let's start with our first clue here, our first lead in. This actually came from a real query from me. So I asked, can you drive with the tailgate down? So I was wondering if you're allowed to do that or not. So can you drive with the tailgate down? So the query is, can you drive with blank? So what are people asking on there? Uncle Eli, let's start with you.
I'm going with bare feet.
Can you drive with bare feet?
All right. That's good. Used to be against the law.
Yeah, was it? Oh, yeah. Okay. Bare feet is not on there. Wow. I'm sorry.
Oh.
All right. Shane, what do you got?
Can you drive without your seatbelt?
Without a seatbelt. That is incorrect. All right. So Eli, take another shot here. Can you drive with blank?
A heart attack.
A heart attack. I'm going to give you epilepsy.
It's free.
So it's at the very bottom of the list. It's number 10 option here. You get a point for it. Shane, can you get it?
Can you drive with your feet?
Can you drive with your feet? No. Eli, you win that round. The number one is, can you drive with dilated eyes? People are probably Googling after they leave the eye doctor.
Oh, their eye doctor.
Second one, can you drive with one eye?
I was going to guess an eyeball thing, but
There you go. Can you drive with an expired license? Can you drive with a permit? A concussion? A blown head gasket?
With no headlights.
I don't think
Is
you
that
should.
an emotional thing or a car thing?
That's a good question. Can you drive with a cracked windshield? Can you drive with a nail in your tire? And then epilepsy was the last one. So that's as close as we're going to get. All right. So next round. What should I feed my blank? What should I feed my blank? You got a few exotic pets, Eli. So what should I feed my blank?
I'm going goldfish.
Goldfish. What should I feed my goldfish? I'm sorry. That was not on the list. Shane, what do you got?
So is this a pet thing? Or
It
could
yeah,
be,
it
or
seems
could
to,
be
seems
any
to be
consistent?
mostly pets,
Okay.
are on the list, but it could be any.
and he just said what?
He said
Goldfish?
goldfish. That was not on the list.
I'm going to say snake.
Snake. I'm sorry. That's not on there. Eli, take another shot here. What are people Googling? What should I feed my blank?
I'm going with turtle or foreign exchange student.
Your foreign exchange turtle is not on the list.
Oh,
Shane, we're going to get one here.
Dog.
Dog. That is the number one answer.
Yes.
Number one answer. Yes.
Turtle was right. No.
Yes. No.
Local.
All right.
Local turtle.
Local
Not-
turtle.
yeah.
Yeah. Good. The number one answer, dog, of course. Cat, 1-year-old is number 3. Maybe it was a 1-year-old goldfish.
Right.
A bearded dragon, a puppy, chickens, my pregnant dog, my leopard gecko, my kitten, and my bunny. There you go. People are Googling it. I don't write these. So people.
all right.
All right. All right. Now, Eli, you like cooking a little bit, right? And you guys have gotten into that. And of course, you got a little one on the way. This category is for cooking here. I think it's all cooking, actually. So how do you make R? Okay, so all your responses start with R. How do you make blank? But all of them start with R. Actually, we're going to start with Shane for this one, since you need to start one here. Shane, what do you got?
How do you make R? How do you make relish?
How do you make relish? That is not on the list. Eli, what do you got? How do you make R?
I'm going ratatouille.
Ratatouille. That is number 7 on the list. Shane, you want to take another stab? Okay, higher.
Raspberry cream pie.
Very specific, but no. Eli, you got another one on the list?
Rum balls.
Rum balls. No, I can tell you what's in that. No. All right. So
wasn't-
number one answer, rice pudding. Refried beans. I'm pretty sure I know how to make that. You open the can.
Right.
How do you make rice?
You can't forget that second step of frying them again.
Fry them twice. Yeah, I just want fried beans sometimes. See if they're any good. Rice Krispie treats. Not hard to make. Risotto. Ranch dressing. Southern classic. Ratatouille, of course, and red beans and rice. Ramen noodles. Very tough. And roasted potatoes.
A lot of easy stuff.
Yeah. But people are going to Google. They're not actually looking up recipes. So it's kind of what we expect. All right. One last round here. All right. This is about money here. So we're going to talk some cash here. Shane, you're going to start this round. How much money do you need to blank?
Start a business?
To start a business. That is the number 8 option on there. Number 8. So you got number 8. Eli, can you beat it?
Oh, for sure. Retire.
Retire, the number 1 answer. Absolutely. Shane, you want to try to pull another off the list? How much money do you need to?
I have nothing because I'm still working.
You literally
Go to
have nothing.
Disney.
Disney's not on there. No.
Oh, okay.
All right. So the number 1, of course, retire. The second one, how much money do you need to make to file taxes? How much money do you need to buy a house? How much money do you need to live comfortably in North Carolina? That's a good question. If I ever
Everybody
find
from
that out,
North
let me
is
know.
asking, yeah.
How much money do you need to open a bank account?
Is buy a car?
To live off interest? To live comfortably? To start a business? To retire at age 62? And how much money do you need to retire with $200,000 a year income? That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
$2 million.
Yes, you need, depends on how long you want to live, I suppose.
Sure.
Well, if you got 2 million, 10% return, you're golden.
That's the key. So I don't think anybody has a 10% return, but maybe. In this economy,
Don Clayton.
Don Clayton, yes, please franchise us. Well, fantastic. Bro, we appreciate your contributions once again. And hey to Hannah Banana and little baby Eli and all the things.
All right, love to y'all.
Love you, man.
Thank you.
Well, that was our game, Google Feud. We appreciate all of our wonderful contestants, real and imaginary. So we're going to wrap it up here. Shane, you got a little anything fun you found online?
Yeah, I've got a few, I guess, Tinder profiles
Oh,
that I thought we may want to hear these out.
all right.
Or
So
beware of.
Yes, Tinder profile. So Tinder, of course, a dating app. We don't necessarily, they're not sponsoring us anytime soon.
No. Christian Mingle.
Hey, Christian Tingle. Here we go.
All right, so here's some profiles. If you're over 35, it's time to forget about young girls and find a woman who can recognize signs of a stroke. Huh? I mean, that's what
good.
you're looking for, right?
That's good. Yes. So I am married to a registered nurse,
Yes.
and so I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
And, I didn't think about it, but Carol was a registered nurse as well. So,
Hey, look at that.
so
we know what we're doing.
We're in good.
We're not
in good shape.
stupid.
No. How about this one? Most guys will ask you boring questions like, "What's up?" or "How are you?" But I like to ask more thoughtful questions like, what is the name of your first pet? What is the name of the street you grew up? Or what is your mother's maiden name?
What are the last four of your social?
Yeah, exactly. Right?
Yes, all your banking questions.
Exactly.
I saw one and it said, if I make you breakfast in bed, a simple thank you will do just fine. Not all this, get out of my house, how did you get in here business.
Right. Yes.
Yes. So yeah, these are great things. So if you are making a profile, we would be happy to put it together for you.
We would
yes.
put it together. We
got
can get
you.
we can get AI to help us maybe.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you could post some of your profiles.
Yes. If you find some cringe, yeah, dating profiles are pretty cringe overall.
Yeah.
But if you find some, let us know. We'd love to shout you out on the next pod. So. And that's a wrap for this episode of Fountains of Youth. We hope you had as much fun as we did.
Huge thanks to our fantastic guest, Don Clayton, for joining us today. And a big shout out to all those listeners for tuning in. We appreciate your support and love having you along for the ride.
And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. Leave us a review if you enjoyed today's episode. And be sure to follow us on the socials for updates and behind-the-scenes content.
Plus, if you have any suggestions or topics you'd like us to cover, feel free to drop us a message on our website. The link is in the show notes. We'd love hearing from you.
All right. Well, stay connected, stay balanced, keep spreading those positive vibes. What do you say we pour one out for Ponce?
Got it. All right. We'll catch you on the flip side.
Oh, yeah. So I was going to nog the beach later. Do some lace lifting.
Lace lift. That was good. That was good. I'm going to use that tonight.
I know. I feel like you can just make them up at some
Yeah.
point.
But-
It's just whether they catch on or not.
But it made sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was good.